The Silent Whispers. Chapter 1. The Accident. As I step out of my car onto the gravel driveway, the thick fog rolls in, shrouding everything in a misty veil of mystery. Our group of friends exchanges nervous glances before cautiously approaching the old Victorian house looming before us. Its once grandeur marred by age and neglect. This night was meant to be one for memories, not the eerie, life-altering events we were about to stumble upon. A silent roar of laughter echoes from within as we enter through a creaking front door, the musty scent of decay filling our lungs. The air is heavy with secrets that cling to the peeling wallpaper and decaying furnishings. Sarah, my best friend since freshman year, raises her hands in excitement. An impromptu game of hide and seek has been declared. I nod, eyes scanning for a decent spot to duck into as we spread out. The dim light casts eerie shadows. The house seems to swallow us whole. In an abandoned room on the second floor, I press myself against damp stone walls and wait, pulse racing with anticipation. Sarah's muffled voice from somewhere above sends me leaping forward towards her shout of "Found you." My feet skid on a dusty carpet as I catch her in time, spinning us both around. Just then, a shrill scream pierces the night air. We rush for the source, colliding with our friends huddled near the landing. Ethan, stumbling, loses balance and plummets down 3 flights of stairs. His body slams into me as he crashes to the floorboards, eyes wide in terror. I bend over him. His voice is gone, replaced by an agonized wail that sends a shiver through my bones. The others are just as silent. We stare, bewildered and terrified. Ethan mouths something incoherently, then points frantically towards the house's depths. I peer down into the darkened basement. Shadows move there, uninvited shadows that make my skin prickle. Determined to uncover their intent, I lead an uneasy descent to find them. Footsteps resound from the floor below, echoing with each step taken. The musty smell intensifies as we enter a cellar filled with ancient artifacts and odd contraptions. At the far end, a group of figures move in darkness. Hooded and cloaked, their whispers weaving an unsettling melody. Ethan points wildly again, gasping. Their attention shifts towards us. I feel paralyzed. A hand on my shoulder breaks the spell as Alex pulls me back upstairs. We flee, barely avoiding collapsing on top of Ethan. In the chaos, the front door slams shut behind us. Locked and bolted from within, panic washes over me as we realize we're trapped. Muffled voices emanate from below, their words indecipherable but full of malice. A strange green glow illuminates the stairwell. We stare up at a figure descending slowly, hood cast over its head. Its cloak flails behind it like an outstretched, ghostly wings, revealing white robes beneath. They part to form an eerie circle, each one donning a face mask with an ancient symbol etched into it, the same on Ethan's hand. In unison, they raise their hands. A blinding light fills the room. The last thing I remember is feeling searing pain in my eardrums before everything goes black. I wake to find myself lying in a dark room, disoriented and disoriented. Inexplicably, everyone else is here with me, each more dazed than the last. We share bewildered glances. Sarah mouths, What happened? Her eyes widen as I struggle to articulate my thoughts too. Our tongues seem frozen, rendering us all mute except for a cacophony of gestures and frantic hand signals. Days pass in this eerie silence, our pleas for help echoing off walls that seem to swallow them. A faint light creeps through the door, revealing a single figure. Hood still up, robes now stained with crimson on their sleeves. They beckon us forward, leading to an office adorned with ancient texts and artifacts. The robed figure pulls back its hood. It's Dr. Thorne, a local historian known for his obsession with the town's past. You have stumbled upon something. He explains the ritual we witnessed. Ancient incantations of darkness brought forth by the masks they wore. A freak accident, he says, somehow absorbing our voices forever. It is not until they leave and take Ethan away that we notice a series of sketches on his desk, each one mirroring the symbol from their robes. The most disturbing depicts a figure screaming, yet somehow silent. Dr. Thorne whispers as the door closes. They have unleashed an evil that feeds on speech. In despairing silence, I scribbled down his words, hoping to decipher their significance and find a way back. Chapter 2. The Silent House. In this oppressive silence, our search for answers begins. Sarah's frantic drawing of her sketches in the dirt reveals connections with the town's history. The masks belonged to an occult society from decades past. Dr. Thorne had mentioned a hidden journal containing their rituals. It vanished after their disappearance. Desperate, I navigate through cobwebbed rooms as if in a nightmare, desperate for any clue. Debris falls around me as the attic floor gives way, revealing a dusty trunk. Inside, yellowed pages from that journal. One entry speaks of an artifact needed to bring back speech. An amulet rumored to be hidden within our town's history. The text is cryptic, but leads us to a decrepit mausoleum under the old oak tree by the river. We venture forth, braving cold as the night descends. In the dim light, we find a grave with an iron door adorned with a strange symbol. Ethan's mask lies atop it. He mouths, turning, and opens the heavy door to reveal darkness within. I enter first. My eyes adjust to the eerie glow of luminescent mushrooms lining walls. The air is thick with the scent of decaying earth and whispers. A golden amulet dangles from a wooden pedestal, the room's only object that can restore our voices. Sarah reaches for it when an unsettling voice speaks from shadows. Leave now while you still can. The hooded figures reappear, masks no longer covering their faces. One holds up the ritual book, threatening to destroy us if we don't comply with their dark desires. A chilling pact is made. They'll return our voices in exchange for a piece of ourselves each year until speech returns. We reluctantly agree as they depart, leaving Ethan and me behind. It was then that strange visions began. Whispers seep into my mind, urging me to follow the hidden passages beneath the town hall. Daring the unknown, I venture through narrow tunnels, finally uncovering an underground chamber. An iron box holds a lettered amulet, but when I reach for it, hands pull me back. The voice in my head growls, "You will be silent forever." In our panic, Ethan falls and is swallowed by darkness below. As he screams, his voice fades away like dying embers, leaving only echoes of what once was. Chapter 3. Whispers of Truth. In the eerie light of dawn, we find Ethan motionless in the passageway, no longer with us. We return, hearts heavy as stone statues, and retrieve him. I can't help but wonder if taking their pact sealed our fates. Trapped by a curse, Dr. Thorne returns unexpectedly, an expression of dread on his face. He reveals they now possess something far more sinister than just our voices. He's made the town theirs. He helps us don the amulet and warns that every year on this night, darkness returns to consume their souls in exchange for speech. But at a terrible cost. A strange calm envelopes me as I hear my first sound since the ritual, Ethan's voiceless wails. He bleeds profusely from his throat and mouth, a silent scream of what they took. We learn to communicate through gestures, making our way back. I confront the robed figures in the mausoleum, demanding answers. They flee into darkness, leaving behind an artifact that might give them back their voices. The price of speech is horrific. Every full moon, they relive a piece of your life at will. I toss into the well, hoping to end this hell. Back at the house, Dr. Thorne reveals one of our own has become one of them, a victim now in body and soul. We must watch over my brother until dawn, lest he joins them. The night is long and torturous, Ethan's agonized moans echoing through the house. By morning, he is silent once more. They're no longer human. Dr. Thorne is their puppet now, too. At dusk, I sit with him by his bed as he stares at a portrait, unable to cry out in pain. They come to claim me, but this time they can't take me without my will. The ritual begins anew, and we escape, fleeing the house on foot into the night. We find the hidden chamber's entrance once more and lower Ethan down into darkness. In his screams, I'm reminded that silence is a prison. Our voices may return, but so does their suffering. We emerge to see Dr. Thorne, now one of them, screaming in an unearthly wail as they drag him away. The robed return, taking his form too late at night. Ethan follows, forever trapped by his pact, while I'm left alone, voiceless and haunted. It's clear that every year until speech returns, darkness falls on our town. Their hunger insatiable and endless. We're victims of an evil we can't fully understand or escape.